Hi everybody, Liam Bailey here from O'Brien Palmer. I hope you've been enjoying some of the videos that we've been releasing recently. As part of this video series, I was hoping to introduce you to some of the key players of my team at O'Brien Palmer. Today, I'd like to introduce you to Clement Teng. Clement is one of the new directors that's joined our firm only recently. He's a very talented individual. I look forward to you having the opportunity to hear Clement's story.
Hi everyone, my name is Clement Teng. I'm a director at O'Brien Palmer, and I specialize in corporate insolvency and restructuring as well as advisory. I've been in the industry for over a decade now, and I've been with O'Brien Palmer for just over a year. So having been born and raised in Malaysia, which is essentially a multicultural country, I've been pretty much raised to deal with people of all cultures and background, which is what I tend to embrace on my own as well, having been exposed to various languages from young. I do speak 5 languages altogether. The second language that I do speak is Mandarin, and I find that really helpful when it comes to conversing with Chinese clients. There's a thing about Chinese clients, whenever they know and they speak to someone that speaks their mother tongue, it actually gets rid of the entire layer of distrust, and it allows you to actually engage in a more personal conversation, and that way, without needing to peel that many layers, I've been able to really engage in these productive discussions with these clients and be able to help them. I'm a Malaysian Chinese, so I do speak the Malaysian official language as well, which is Bahasa. There's 2 other dialects which I speak. I don't know if you will recognize them as official languages. I do speak Cantonese a little bit, and I do speak Fuzhou, which is another dialect within Mandarin. So back in uni, I did a business degree, and obviously, as a international student, one of the more popular choices is to specialize in accounting and finance, which is what I did. And having come across insolvency as one of the accounting specializations, it intrigued my interest. There was the need to not really be too bogged down with numbers, but there was also that opportunity to deal with stakeholders on various spectrums, which is what interests me to really look into this field. So on a day-to-day basis, I specialize mostly in corporate insolvency and restructuring, and also the advisory space, mostly for corporates. Although the firm does provide personal bankruptcy and advisory services as well. I've been doing that for more than 10 years now. I would say my niche is probably a bit more in the property space, where I also assist client where it could be the lender, it could be the borrower, and a bit of the distressed property space. So a normal client would be, for example, your dad and mom running a dad and mom business, really having suffered a bit of a cash flow difficulty. Might just be a temporary issue that they're suffering from, and they may look to getting some advice, some points as to how they can improve that situation, or if they perhaps need a bit more solid solution in terms of restructuring the business entirely, that is where we can assist. So the general stigma about insolvencies, it's quite pessimistic, as in when you approach an insolvency practitioner for advice, it usually prompts you to then wanting to shut down your business and whatnot. That's not always the case. The fact that we do a lot of restructuring as well, it is required to be seen as an opportunity for businesses to try and turn their businesses around. Because there's obviously ways to cut costs, there's ways to improve your efficiency, ways to really just improve your business as a whole while seeking professional advice at OBP, at the firm. One case study that I would usually try and tell my clients about is that there was a big transport company which I assisted back in the day. They were suffering from cash flow issues, basically from the tax office, a lot of pressure being applied from the tax office, mainly surrounding the fact that they were really behind their books. and it's for personal reasons. Unfortunately, that particular company was utilizing a family member as one of the bookkeepers, and because the bookkeeper actually went really ill, and she couldn't have brought the books up to date, and when we got appointed, there was a wind up on foot which we have to postpone just so we can bring all the lodgements up to date. The company was actually in very sound financial capacity to be able to just turn everything around. It just really required that bit of pause from guys like us being appointed to wanting to really just smoothen the entire process of them being able to get the books up to date, pay the debts, and now they're trading profitably. I've been keeping in touch with the director, and they're doing really well. So I do specialize in helping corporate clients. I do have aspirations to get my liquidator ticket one day. In the past 10 or so years that I've been in the industry, I just find it very rewarding when I get to help those in need to turn around their financial situation, or if there's really just no solution in turning things around, perhaps giving it a bit of a finality to how things should be properly wound up. And I do feel a bit of a satisfaction from being able to help clients in those regards. So I've been with the firm for just over a year now, and the team's great, the partner's great. Basically, everyone's talking to each other, which is essentially what makes it a great place to work at. The value that we try to instill with our clients is really just to improve the communication a little bit, and when it comes to dealing with issues surrounding the businesses, putting together strategies to improve situations, we would encourage you reaching out to us at the earliest point in time whenever you come across these issues, because oftentimes when you do come across these issues, things would have already been building up in the background. So approaching an insolvency practitioner like the guys at OBP, we don't want that to be perceived as a negative move, because essentially you are acknowledging that you are in some form of a financial difficulty. A message that we want to get across to our clients is that by taking this first step, you are actually helping yourself in trying to improve things for the better, trying to come up with a solution with professionals like the guys at OBP to try and turn things around if they're not looking that bright, at a point where it's salvageable, instead of say 3 to 6 months down the track where it might be a bit too late. So feel free to get in touch with me over email, or you can call the office general line and ask for myself, and I'll be more than happy to engage in a no fee, no obligation discussion with you, obviously on a confidential basis as well.
I hope you've been enjoying the series of videos that we've been releasing recently. That's good.
Sorry, I looked at you. Sorry. I do. Sorry, let me just start over.
No, that's perfect. That's
very ironic, that statement.